anyone that's a foreigner here in the Philippines that's tried to travel with a Filipino girlfriend or boyfriend, I guess, you'll probably know the stress we're feeling right now. We're at the departure gate. We're about to fly to Hong Kong, and we're leaving the country internationally for the first time together. And yeah, we've just come through immigration, and we just had all kinds of hassle. Now luckily we're through immigration. Not everyone makes it. So yeah, there is a thing, believe it or not. If you're a foreigner, you probably won't know about this if you've never traveled with a Filipino, but yeah, it's a thing called offboarding, where a lot of people literally get kicked off the flights. They don't even make it through immigration, so we're the lucky ones. So yeah, Irish, tell us, what did they ask you, immigration? What actually happened? You explain it.
Yeah, well, they just ask a lot of personal stuff, very unrelated to traveling, to be honest. So I guess because we are traveling together this time, and we both went in the same counter when we were going through immigration. So they asked so much questions about our relationship, how long we've been together. They're asking for photos like of Peter with my family, and I don't know what else did they ask for. They didn't.
Well, they didn't ask me anything. They said literally nothing to me. The only conversation I had with her was when I swore at her when I walked off. But other than that, there was literally no conversation between me and the immigration officer at all.
Yeah, they've been. So I've traveled a few times before on my own, and this time because I'm traveling with a boyfriend, so she was just like asking me a lot of random questions, and apparently she said that I was a little bit inconsistent with my answer, but
I'll say what that was though, because that was understandable. They just asked, how long have you been together, and you gave one answer, and then she asked again a bit later and you gave a bit of a different answer. But that's just because we've known each other for like nearly 2 years, but we've not been dating for that long. So it's like, it was quite a reasonable thing. Like, it's not unreasonable
also,
what we said. It was,
I don't know, maybe it's a Filipino thing to really count the months or whatever, but I don't count, and I actually don't even really know the exact dates or whatever. So basically, I was just giving an estimate of how long I've known you.
Do you think there was importance put on the photos? Because she was asking about, have we got photos of me with your family? And it's lucky that we have got that. But if you think a lot of guys traveling to the Philippines to meet a Filipino girlfriend, they won't necessarily have met the family, because number one, they might not have been together that long, might not be that serious or anything. But number two, everyone lives on different islands. If you like your family's in Zamboanga, we're here in Cebu. So let's say if we hadn't traveled to Zamboanga, which quite often a lot of people wouldn't do, and then you wouldn't have that photo.
Yeah, that's why I said the questions are totally unrelated to traveling. It's very like invasive.
She's really scrutinizing the photos, wasn't she? She was like zooming in on them, saying, "Oh, so that's you then? Who's this?" And like asking who everyone was.
It's invasive, personally. Like how could you like get involved? I don't know. Maybe it's
what reason?
They're trained
Supposedly,
to say that.
What reason is it that they ask the questions?
What reason? I don't know.
Well, I've read it's to stop people trafficking. But this is the thing I don't understand. If it's to stop people trafficking, then if they're suspecting me of being a people trafficker, why weren't they asking me questions? Why are they asking you questions? They should have been asking me questions about like my income, my work, why I'm here, how long I've been here for. They asked me absolutely nothing. They were asking you about your income, your job.
Yeah.
You know, it's really
also
crazy.
I think that I just think it's very irrelevant, because I traveled on my own like a few times before already. So if anything, it's a proof that I actually go out of the country and then come back, right? So
you've never overstayed a visa or anything like that. Yeah.
And I don't understand why would they question me this time with a lot of this shit and whatever and all, right? Because it's just so weird.
Yeah, it's definitely something.
At the same time,
I would say for any foreigners who are planning on coming here to meet a Filipino girlfriend or boyfriend and then traveling overseas, I would say really be prepared, because we got that kind of crap. I've heard of a lot of people being refused to go through immigration.
Imagine.
So to give yourself the best chance, I would say number one, for the girl or for the Filipino, if you've got any records of like if you've got employment, proof of employment, bank statements, things like that, have them ready. I would say if you've got photos of you two together, have them ready to show that you've been together for however much time. If you've met the family, definitely have those photos ready because they'll ask for them. So it seems crazy as a foreigner to me, but I think for a Filipino, really just prepare everything to give yourself the best chance of getting through. Because I think after just going through there, I think if we didn't have any photos together, and if you weren't able to prove your employment, I don't think we'd have got through. So definitely have that ready. And also, because they asked you for a contract of employment, didn't they?
Yeah, but at the same time, I just think that there's really no reason for them not to let me through, right? Because basically, I'm going to a country where Filipinos can get visa on arrival, and then I have a passport, and then I have proofs of whatever they're asking. So I don't see any reason for them to not let me through, aside from a question over a relationship.
Apparently they don't always let people through though. A lot of people do get offloaded. No, and that's the term. If you want to search it online, just type in like Filipino immigration offloading if you want to learn about it.
Which is crazy because imagine you have to book your hotel, your flights. You come here to the airport, you even have to pay travel tax. As a Filipino, they make it so hard for a Filipino to be able to travel, and yet you go to an immigration officer and they're going to ask you so many questions that obviously nobody's perfect. Somebody could make a mistake in some of those questions or panic or say something different, right?
It's quite nerve-wracking as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've never done it before, it'd be quite nerve-wracking.
I think the reason why it's kind of like nerve-wracking is because they ask you so many questions and you're just thinking, what the fuck? What if they won't let me through and I spend all this money already?
You know they can refuse you as well.
Yeah.
So because you know they can refuse you, you know that they've got this power. They can just literally get a stamp, press refused. And if people refuse travel as well on your record, what would happen next time you want to travel? It's going to be a nightmare.
Exactly.
If they can see you've been offloaded before, it's going to cause way more problems in future.
Exactly. Well, well, let's summarize. As a Filipino or a Filipina, if you're traveling,
what do you have to do?
The first thing you have to prepare is a return ticket. You need to prove that return ticket. Hotel booking.
Did they ask for that? They didn't ask for hotel booking or insurance, travel insurance.
They asked for the return ticket. Hotel booking and insurance.
I've heard of people needing those. Well, we didn't get asked anything about the insurance or the hotel booking, but that is usually what they ask for. So definitely prepare them.
Yeah, I guess she got a little bit occupied getting into our relationship and getting involved in our life story. But I'll summarize everything that I know about getting through immigration from when I was traveling on my own and now, right? So what I know is, as a Filipino or Filipina, if you're leaving out of the country, you need a return ticket, hotel booking, travel insurance, and if you're employed, prepare a certificate of employment. So with me, I am employed, but I am a virtual assistant, so I work online. So I'm a project-based person. I work online on different projects. So I literally just showed my online profile. And sometimes they ask for a bank statement, right? So you just have to be prepared. Maybe if you have a bank statement,
show where your money's coming from.
Show it. And if you're traveling with a boyfriend, apparently they ask for a photo of you with your boyfriend and with your family or with his family. And I've heard
of other people having to show like message threads. So maybe clean up your conversations before you go, because they might literally want to look at your message threads, however invasive that is, and it's probably illegal. I can't imagine there's actually that's not like they shouldn't have the right to see that, but they do. So they obviously don't care. Yeah, but they just don't care, do they? So just be prepared for all of this kind of hassle.
I wonder how relevant that is, that kind of questions, because it's unrelated to travel. Again, I would state it is very unrelated to travel.
I would say if they're genuinely worried about you being trafficked, then they should have been questioning me. They asked me nothing. They were just asking you. They should have been questioning me if that's really what they're concerned about. I think really it's just like a power trip, an ego trip, where the government just has this power over its people. You know, they're so well, I don't know what the word is. So oppressive. It's very oppressive
I hope
country.
they will be a little bit more informed about life outside this airport, because like they were asking me for a certificate of employment. As a virtual worker who works online, we don't have certificate of employment.
In a country where millions of people are virtual workers.
And she literally gave me like a look of like, what the f***, you don't have a certificate of employment? And I just said like, I don't. I work online. Like this is my online profile. You can see that I'm hired by this guy online, and this is how much I get paid and everything, so, which is very, very personal things
They shouldn't have to ask you
go
that,
through.
should they?
Like, it's just crazy.
But anyway, that's the stress you're gonna have to go through if you're a foreigner traveling with a Filipino going to any other country. But yeah, but for now though, I think we'll just leave it there. I'd say really prepare if you're going to be doing it as a foreigner. I think you get more trouble traveling together than you would if you were traveling separately, maybe. I don't know. But then if you're traveling on your own, I've heard of loads of questions about a proof of funds, being able to fund your travel, things like. So you get a different kind of trouble. Basically, a Filipino
just
passport
they try their best to f*** you over. When I was
language.
sorry, but when I was leaving the Philippines a few months ago as well, they were like asking me like some questions which is related. This time it made sense when they were asking me, but they were asking about when I will return, and then I said like, yeah, I'm gonna return at this time, and they were like, oh well, we red flagged you in our end because the last time you traveled you said you're gonna return at this time and you didn't. And I said like, yeah, because I extended my visa. I was in Chiang Mai that time, and then I extended a visa. So they were questioning me about why do you extend your visa? Why you didn't tell us before you leave that you're gonna extend your visa? But I don't know. I don't know that I'm gonna like Chiang Mai. That I'm gonna
your travel
stay
plans,
there a bit longer.
Yeah, because they put it in their record how long you're going to be traveling for. So if you change your travel plans when you're away, as for a Filipino, that gives you a red flag. I don't know what workaround there is for that, because there isn't one. I mean, if you're going to go away, you don't know you're going to change your plans because you've not changed them yet. So yeah, I don't know what the workaround for that is, but just be ready for it. I think if you're ready, if you're prepared, and just remember that legally at least, I'm sure there's no real reason for them to refuse you. And if you answer all the questions consistently and calmly, you should be fine. But just be ready for it, because it really is a hassle. So yeah. Unfortunately though, if you're a Filipino, I'm sorry that your government's not very nice to you. But yeah, it's just how it is. So
like,
just
such a shame.
just get
so
ready for
many
it.
hassle to go through if you're a Filipino. Imagine you have to pay a travel tax.
Yeah, they even tax you
Like
to
you
leave.
have to pay a travel tax to like literally go for a vacation.
It's not cheap as well. Was it
Like,
1,800? There's
if
already
you're, like,
flight taxes. There's already on our ticket. There was already like 80 something US dollars of taxes on the ticket.
But like
and then you
imagine
have to pay 1,800
imagine if
pesos
you're like
to leave.
a normal employee. Let's say you're an employee in a minimum wage, and
no
you just
chance.
happen to have like money to go
No
on a
chance.
vacation, and it's your dream vacation to go somewhere, right?
Yeah, well,
and then
it
you
needs to
save
be in the
up.
Philippines.
You save up to go to visit your dream destination, whatever, and then you come here and they're like, well, you have to pay a travel tax. You have to pay this. You have to pay
But
that.
then what happens if you pay that travel tax and then you get to immigration and then they start asking you questions about how much money do you earn, can you afford to travel, blah blah blah, and then they refuse you and offboard you. Then
So
that dream
basically,
vacation that you saved up all your life.
You probably
forget it.
you save up so much money to pay for everything, and then they just won't let you go through. So
I don't know what the answer
insane.
is, but there's no solution to it. But just be prepared and you'll be alright. I think that's rant over.
I think
Rant over.
I know, but it's just sad, right?
It is sad.
It's just sad.
It's sad for
to think about
Filipinos.
it.
I feel sorry for you. You know,
It's so sad.
you've got a passport, which in any other country is about as useful as a bus pass. You know, it's crazy. But what can you do?
What's the passport for then?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, come on, rant over. We're going to Hong Kong anyway, so we're going somewhere nice. All right then. Well, I hope that's useful. I don't know if it is useful for anyone, but subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing some vlogs in Hong Kong. So yeah,
maybe you can also like put a list of what's the actual requirements is to be a little bit helpful.
That's what people should do. I mean, allegedly the country's supposed to be like a democracy or whatever. Write letters to your local representatives, annoy them.
I probably will.
I think if enough people did that, and then at least it brings it to someone's attention. I don't know if it'll ever change.
I'm not the only one who experienced this.
Oh, it's massive. It's a massive issue,
So,
yeah. But I think people don't complain enough. I would say that Filipinos don't complain enough. You're all too resilient.
I just think like earlier, I just felt like a bit invaded and judged, right?
Oh yeah, she was
judging,
like,
judging me, like what the like.
Until you told her your salary.
Yeah.
Then I think she felt judged because she knew that she earns half what you do.
Yeah, she was like asking, how much do you earn? How many times in a month do you get paid?
Oh, right. Well, rant over. That's the end of the video. All right, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video. Go say bye.
Bye.